Welcome to Sleep Story. Let the soothing cadence of a story weave through your consciousness, lulling your body to rest and your mind to tranquility as you drift into dreams on the wings of imagination.
Sima was about to return to the city when Zhao Yun led his troops out of the city. When Zhao Yun was drinking wine, he suddenly saw people and horses moving and hurriedly went inside to see that Zhuanda had disappeared from the banquet table. He went out to the pavilion and heard people say, "Sima has led his troops to the west." Yun urgently nicked a gun and mounted his horse, leading the original 300 troops, ran out of the west gate, and was greeted by Sima, who anxiously asked, "Where is my lord?" Mao said, "My lord has fled the banquet. I don't know where he is going." Zhao Yun was a careful man and refused to make a fuss, so he spurred his horse forward. When he looked at Daxi, there was no other way out. He returned to his horse and asked Sima, "You invited my lord to the banquet. Why did you lead the army and horses to come after me?" Mao said, 9 counties, 42 states and counties bureaucrats are here. I am a general. How can I not protect? Yun said, "Where did you force my lord to go?" Mao said, "I heard that the ambassador hops out of the west gate, to hear, but not see. Cloud is not sure. Straight to the creek to see, only to see the water along the other bank." Yun secretly thought, is it even the horse jumped over the stream to go? The 300 troops were dispersed in all directions, and there was no sign of them. When Yun returned to his horse, Sima had already entered the city. Yun asked the soldiers who were guarding the gate, and they all said, "Ambassador Liu flew his horse out of the west gate and went away." Yun wanted to enter the city again, but he was afraid of an ambush, so he hurriedly led his troops back to Xinye. But Zhuanda leapt his horse across the stream, seemingly drunk, thinking, "This broad stream a leap is not the will of God." Meandering to Nanjiang horseback riding, the sun will sink to the west. In the middle of the line, see a shepherd boy across on the back of a cow, mouth playing piccolo came. Zhuan sighed, "I'm not as good as that," so he stood on his horse and watched. Shepherd boy also stopped the cattle stop flute, familiar with Zhuandi, said, "General is not broken yellow scar flute Zhuandi weather." Zhuandi shocked asked, "You are the village secluded child. How do you know my last name?" The shepherd boy said, "I did not know, because I often serve the master, a guest to the day." Moore had said that there is a huge wonder, body length of 7 feet 5 inches, dropping hands over the knee. The eye can be self-consideration of its ears, is the hero of the world. Now look at the general, so look. I think it must be also, Zhuanda said. Your teacher who is also. The shepherd boy said, my teacher overlay surname Sima, name Hui, word de cow, Yinchuan people also. Taoist name Mr. Water Mirror. Zhuanda said, your teacher and who is a friend. The boy said, with Xiangyang Pangdigong, Pang Tong as a friend. Zhuanda said, Pangdigong is Pang Tong Ku. The child said, uncle and nephew also. Pangdigong word Shanlin, long my master 10 years old. Pang Tong word Shi Yuan, less my master 5 years old. One day, my master in the tree picking mulberry, the right Pang Tong to visit, sitting under the tree, discuss with each other, day after day. My master loved Pang Tong very much and called him his brother. Zhuanda said, where does your teacher live today? The shepherd boy pointed out, in front of the forest, is the Zhuangyuan. Zhuanda said, I am Liu Zhuanda. You can guide me to meet your master. The child will lead Zhuanda, line more than 2 miles to the front of the manor dismounted. Into the middle door, suddenly heard the sound of the piano is very beautiful. Zhuanda taught the child, and not to inform, listen to the ear. The sound of the piano suddenly stopped and did not play. A person laughed and said, "The piano rhyme is quiet, the sound of a sudden high resistance to the tone. There must be heroes eavesdropping." The child pointed to Xuandi said, "This is my teacher, Mr. Shui Jing also." Xuandi looked at his person. Pine-shaped crane bone, extraordinary appearance. Panicked into the front salute. The lapel is still wet. Shui Jing said, "Gong today is fortunate to avoid great difficulties." Xuandi was surprised. The boy said, "This Liu Xuandi also." Shui Jing invited into the grassy hall, divided into guests and masters sat down. Xuandi sees shelves full of piles of scrolls, the window full of planting pine and bamboo, horizontal zither in the stone bed above, clear air floating. Water mirror asked, "Ming, why come?" Xuandi said, "Occasionally through this place, because the boy pointed out, to worship honorable face, not better than a million." Water mirror laughed and said, "Gong do not have to be secretive. Gong must have fled to this place." Xuandi then to Xiangyang told. Xujing said, "I look at the male aura, know it." Translated with dpel.com free version. Because he asked, Xuandi said, "I have long heard of the great name of Minggong, why so far is still down and out?" Xuandi said, "Fate more unfavorable, so to this." Water mirror said, "Not covered because the general left and right cannot its people hear." Xuandi said, "Although I am not talented, when has Sun Shan, Mi Ju, Jane Yong's generation, martial arts related, Zhong, Zhao Yun's stream, exhausting the loyal auxiliary, quite rely on its strength." Water mirror said, "Guan, Zhong, Zhao Yun, all 10,000 enemies, pity no good use of the person. If Sun Shan, Mi Ju generation, is a white-faced scholar, not the talents of the world also." Xuandi said, "I also tasted side to seek the valley of the legacy of the sage, not met its people." Water mirror said, "Do not hear Confucius Cloud, 10 rooms of the euphony must be loyal and faithful." "What is no one?" Xuandi said, "I am ignorant and uneducated. I would like to give guidance." Water mirror said, "Gong heard Jingxiong County's children's rumors. The rumor is 8 or 9 years to decline, to 13 years, no one left. At the end of the day, there is a return to heaven, in the mud of the dragon to fly to the sky." This ballad began at the beginning of Jianan. In the 8th year of Jianan, Liu Jingsheng lost his ex-wife. And then there was a family turmoil, which is called the beginning of the decline. No survivors, soon to be Jingsheng will pass away. And there are no survivors in civil and military affairs. Heaven's destiny has a return. The dragon flies towards the sky. The dragon flies to the sky. The cover should be in the general also. Xuandi heard the words of thanks said, "I dare to be this." Water mirror said, "Today's under the wonders of talent, all in this, the public should go to seek." Xuandi quickly asked, "Where is the talent?" "Fruit department who?" Water mirror said, "Fu Long, Feng Zi, to people get one, can be safe in the world." Xuandi said, "Volsung, Phoenix chick who is also," Shui Jing said. "Good. Good." Xuandi asked again. Water mirror said, "It is late. General can stay here for the night. Tomorrow when the words, that is to order the boy with food and drink to wait." The horse led into the backyard feeding. Xuandi after the meal, that is to stay in the side of the grass hall. Xuandi, because of thinking about the water mirror words, sleep not sleep, about deep into the night, suddenly heard a person knocking on the door and entered. Water mirror said, "Yuan straight why come?" Xuandi get up and listened to the secret. Heard the person replied, "I have long heard that Liu Jingsheng good and bad, especially to visit, and to meet, in vain, cover good, and cannot be used, evil and cannot go. Therefore, the book of farewell, and came to this." The water mirror said, "The king's talent, it is appropriate to choose people and things. Why light body to see Jingsheng?" and heroes, only in front of us, the public from the ear, the man said. Sir's words are also. Zhuandi heard the great joy. Secretly think this person must be Volsung, Phoenix chick, that is, want to see, but also afraid of making a mistake. Wait until dawn. Zhuandi seek to see the water mirror. Asked, who came last night? Water mirror said, this my friend also. Zhuandi begged to meet with. The water mirror said, this person wants to go to the bright master, has gone to other places. Zhuandi asked for his name. Shui Jing laughed and said, good, good. Zhuandi asked again, Fu Long and Feng Zi, who are they? Shui Jing also only laughed and said, good, good. Zhuandi asked Shui Jing to come out to help him and support the Han dynasty. Shu Jing said, the mountain wild idle people, not world use. There are 10 times better than me to help the public. The public should visit. Are talking about. Suddenly heard outside the manor shouting horse name. Children to report. There is a general, leading hundreds of people to the manor also. Zhuandi was shocked. Rush out to see. Is Zhao Yun also? Zhuandi was delighted. Cloud dismounted into the sea said, a knight to come back to the county. Looking for not see the Lord. The knight with the question to this. Lord can be made quickly back to the county. I am afraid that some people come to the county to kill. Zhuandi left the water mirror, and Zhao Yun on horseback, cast Dini too. Not a few miles, a puma came. See, is the cloud long, winged also. They were very happy to see each other. Zhuandi told the leaping horse taxi thing. We were surprised. To the county, and Sun Qian and other discussions. Qian said, can first write to Jing Sheng, tell this matter. Zhuandi from its words, that is, Sun Qian book to Jingju. Liu Table called in and asked, I invited Zhuandi Xiangyang to attend the meeting. Why escape from the seat and go? Sun Qian presented a letter and said that Simao set up a plot to kill him, and he got away by jumping on Tangxi. The table was furious and called Simao to scold him, saying, don't you dare to harm my brother. He ordered to launch the beheading, laid its eye out, crying and begging to be spared. The table anger is not yet rested. Sun Qian said, if you killed Simao, I'm afraid that Uncle Huang cannot live here. Table is responsible for the release, so that the eldest son of Liu Che with Sun Qian to Zhuandi place to ask for punishment. Che was ordered to go to Dinyi. Zhuandi received, hosted a banquet. Drinking sound. Che suddenly tears. Zhuandi asked why. Che said, my stepmother, Tsai, is always plotting to kill me. I have no plan to save myself from the trouble, but I am glad that my uncle has taught me. Zhuandi advised to be careful to do filial piety. Natural disaster. The next day, Che sobbed goodbye. Zhuandi took a horse to send Che out of Guo. Because of the horse, said Che, if not for this horse, I have been a man in the spring. Che said, this is not the power of the horse, his uncle's blessing. Said, farewell. Liu Che sobbed and left. Zhuandi back to the horse into the city. Suddenly saw a person on the city, cloth robe, soaked tapestries and shoes, long song and come. The song said, heaven and earth reversal, fire wants to demise. Building will collapse, a wood is difficult to support. The valley has a wise Ruoxi, want to cast the Lord. The Lord seeks wise Ruoxi, but do not know me. Zhuandi heard the song, secretly thought, this person is not the water mirror, said Fu Long, Fengyi. So he dismounted to meet him, and then invited him into the county office. Asked his name, replied, a person is Yingshang also, surname Single, name Fu. Long heard that the ambassador of the nascent recruitment want to come to the trust, did not dare to create. Therefore, the line song in the city, in order to move the honorable ear. Zhuandi was delighted to be the guest of honor. Single Fu said, the horse that you ride, and then beg a look. Zhuandi ordered to saddle and hold under the hall. Single Fu said, this is not the Lu horse. Although it is 1,000 miles of horse, but only hinder the Lord, cannot be multiplied, Zhuandi said. Already should be carried out, so he said the leap taxi thing. Fu said, this is to save the Lord, not to harm the Lord, but to harm one Lord. I have a way to avoid it, Zhuandi said. I would like to hear the way to avoid it. Zhuandi said, I would like to hear the way to avoid it, Fu said. Gong intention has a grudge person. You can give this horse to be harmed by this person, and then ride it. Naturally nothing, Zhuandi said. Gong first came here. Do not teach me to the right way. They teach to do self-interested harm to others. I do not dare to hear the teachings. Fu smiled and thanked. I heard that you are benevolent. Do not dare to believe. So this word to test ear. Zhuandi also changed his face up to thank and said, I can have benevolence and virtue in people. But Mr. Teach, Fu said, I came here from Yingying. Heard the song of the people of Xinye. Said Xinye pastor, Yu Huangshu. Since coming here, the people are abundant. Can see that the benevolence and virtue of the emperor and people also. Zhuandi was to pay tribute to Shan Fu as his military advisor and to train his own men. But said Cao Cao, from Hebei back to Zudu, often have to take the intention of Jingju, specially sent Cao Ren, Li Dian and surrendered LV Kuang, LV Xiong and other leaders of 30,000 troops, Tun Fansheng, Tiger's eye view of Jingliang, on the probe to see the realities. When LV Kuang, LV Xiong reported, Cao Ren said, this Liu Bei troops in Dinyi, recruiting and buying horses, accumulating grass and grain storage. Its ambition is not small. Cannot not be early to figure it. I two people since the surrender of the Prime Minister, not an inch of success. I would like to ask the elite army of 5,000 to take Liu Bei's head in order to dedicate the Prime Minister. Cao Ren was delighted, and the two LV soldiers 5,000 went to Dinyi to kill. The scouting horse reported to Zhuandi. Zhuandi asked Shan Fu to discuss. Fu said, there are enemy soldiers. We cannot let them enter the country. Can make Guangong to lead an army from the left out to the enemy army in the middle road. Zhong Fei led an army from the right and out to the enemy army back road. Gong, since Zhao Yun led troops to meet the front road, the enemy can be broken. Zhuandi from his words, namely sent Guan, Zhong to people went, and then with Shan Fu, Zhao Yun and so on. A total of 2,000 people out of the pass to meet. Within a few miles, I saw dust rising behind the mountain, and LV Kuang and LV Xiong led the army to come. Each side shot at the corner of the formation. Zhuandi came out of his horse under the flag gate and shouted, who is it that comes and dares to violate our territory? LV Kuang came out of the horse and said, I am the General LV Kuang also, by the Prime Minister's order, specially come to capture you. Zhuandi was furious and made Zhao Yun come out of his horse. The two generals fought. Within a few rounds, Zhao Yun stabbed LV Kuang under his horse. Zhuandi commanded his troops to cover up and kill. LV Xiong could not withstand the enemy, led the army to go. While traveling, an army protruded along the road, the leader of which was Guan Yunchang. After charging and killing for a while, LV Xiong lost half of his troops and escaped by taking the road. In less than 10 miles, another army blocked the way, the leader of the general, holding out his spear and shouting, Zhong Yide is here. He went straight to Lu Xiong. Xiong was caught by surprise and was stabbed by Zhong Fei's spear, tumbling down to his horse and dying. The rest of the army scattered and ran away. Zhuandi's army chased after him and captured most of them. Zhuandi returned to the county, treated Shan Fu well, and rewarded the three armies, but the defeated army returned to Cao Ren and reported. The two Lus were killed, and most of the soldiers were captured alive. Cao Ren was shocked and discussed with Li Dian. Dian said, two generals deceived the enemy and died. Now only appropriate to press the troops, declared the Prime Minister. The army to conquer is the best strategy, Ren said. Otherwise, today, The two generals died in battle, the death of many soldiers and horses. This revenge cannot not be urgent to report. The amount of Xinye bullet land. Why bother Prime Minister's army? Deng said. Liu Bei is a great man, not to be taken lightly, Ren said. Public why cowardly? Deng said. The art of war. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you will win 100 battles. I am not afraid to fight. But I am afraid that I will not be able to win, Ren angrily said. Public with two hearts. I want to capture Liu Bei alive, Deng said. General, if you go, I guard Fan Cheng, Ren said. If you don't go, you really have to hearts. Deng had no choice but to gather 25,000 troops and horses with Cao Ren and cross the river to Xinye. This is exactly what he said. The aide has been humiliated by the carriage of the corpse. But the general is now raising a new army to revenge the shame. I don't know how the victory or defeat will be like. Let's listen to the details below.